Aloha, everybody. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of you in here already. Let's see. Selkie was the first one in. Hi, Selkie. Wandering Mountain Bardic Path. Hi, Jamie. I won't let that flow easily someday. Hi, Kristen Louise and Chris Kelly. Who else is in here? You guys are chatting up. Hi, Debbie, Aquarius Owl, and Jacob, and Tarot Stash. And I think I got everybody. So today I'm very excited to welcome Pamela Chen, the creator of the Crystal Unicorn Tarot, to my channel. She actually got a contract with Llewellyn and got to create her own mass market deck, the Witchling Academy Tarot, which I'm so excited for. This deck is amazing because it has a story to follow, which all decks do. But without further ado, let's welcome Pamela to the station, to the channel.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me on, Jonathan.
Oh, of course. This is a little cute little book, right? I love that book.
Yeah, it was actually a new template that they were trying out for the first time.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I love that the little book, it's not just like writing about the cards, but it's like it's a full-on story. I love that.
It was actually longer, but it couldn't fit, and I had to edit that guidebook like 5 times. I really had to like rewrite the whole thing. They were like, too much story. I'm like, oh, okay, more tarot.
Peel back the story.
Yes. I get it now. So the next one should be it should be easier.
Easier to balance, right? And I love how each one, like, you write about the character, give them a name, like Empress Sophie and Emperor, was it Jeff?
Yes. They're actually my friends.
Oh, okay.
Like, I couldn't think of people, so I'm like, hey, do you guys want to? And I think Mindy, my artist, tried to draw them, but it doesn't really look like them, but it's close enough. I mean, it looks nothing like her at all, but it's okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Your name is in the
book. I shuffled, so
awesome.
I'm not gonna be able to find anything too easily. But so yeah, for those of you who haven't seen, this is the box. The cards sit here, the book, the page slides in here, and the whole thing just closes. I would have liked some sort of catch right here. That's
that's what people were saying. Maybe I'll bring it up to them.
Yeah, just because like when it's closed, it kind of like flops open, or if you lay down, everything starts sliding out.
Yeah.
Right. That's the only gripe I have. Otherwise, it's a really cool little. I love that it's like a little book you put on the shelf. Yeah. So what prompted the story? I mean, obviously it has the kind of like that Harry Potter vibe to it.
So I do love Harry Potter, and I wish that they created a tarot, but I know that they haven't. And I even tried to contact her. I tried. And so I was like, well, and then Lisa, my mentor, business partner, she was like, well, you can create one. It doesn't have to be that world, right? It doesn't have to be that. You don't have to copy them, but it could be something familiar. And I actually started out with the Magical Creatures book. I mean, tarot deck. So there was like werewolves, all this stuff in it as the professors, and there were wizards and witches. And when I don't know how that evolved for a while. This deck actually took me a while to create, but my artist Mindy, she is only 19 and she's still in art school. So she actually grew a lot with this deck in the middle. We almost got canceled in the first 3 months because they said her art wasn't up to par. So she had to like really work hard, which she did, but she couldn't draw males. So then I'm like, okay, then the whole thing is going to be witchling. There's no wizards. And so later on, she tried to draw the emperor, and wow, she did a great job. I don't know what happened, but it came out great. So we're like, okay, so now, and the lovers. I think those are the two only with male humans.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I love how everyone has their little familiar with them in every card.
Yeah, that's what actually the parakeet is my old parakeet that passed a couple years ago, Georgie. So I was like, oh, let's put Georgie in it. And I was like, well, everyone needs one, right? So,
Right.
and it kind of reminded me of the Golden Compass after.
Right.
Yeah.
That's totally. I get that.
Yeah. Yeah. Mindy's only 19 years old, the artist. Yeah. She's still in art school. Yeah. Now she's in animation. So she's getting so much better too.
Okay. And I'm assuming that you're Charlie.
I didn't tell her to make it me, but I guess somehow it just happened. It looks like me. And I actually had a couple people send me their picture of them with pink hair with the guidebook, and they looked like her too. I was like, wow, this is like everybody, right?
Right. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I had green hair.
Yeah, green hair. Yeah. Oh, Michelle said it would be cool to have a wizard's deck. Yeah, when I can find someone to draw males. It's harder than you like. Some stuff are like you just think an artist would do, well, the artist that would sign with you. But before I got into mass publishing, I actually was going to self-publish this deck, and I'm really glad we went with Llewellyn, picked it up, because they made the art, they made everything so much better. I don't think I would have been able to produce this quality if they haven't stepped in and helped out.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is your second deck, and I know you have a third one in the works.
Yes. I actually have 4. I have 2 more.
Okay.
So one I can't really share yet because I'm not done.
Right.
We're not even close to done. The one coming out in 2023 is the Owl Tarot with Elizabeth Alba. So she's the artist from Everyday Witch Tarot. Now she is like uber professional. So when I look at her art to edit, I'm just like, oh, there's nothing here for me to correct. So I feel like, I don't know, I try to help, but she's like super good.
She's on top of it all.
She is so good. Yeah, because she's a professional artist.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been following your posts on Facebook when you post the pictures, and that deck looks so scrumptious.
I know. Doesn't it look amazing? You know what's funny? Because sometimes when I look at it, I'm like, oh, Elizabeth, you did a great job on doing this part. She's like, oh, because that was in the artist descriptions that I wrote. I'm like, oh, no wonder I love it.
You gotta love an artist that can follow the artist description, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty amazing. So I did an impromptu live last night where I showed off the cards, and I asked for questions. One you already answered, which was, is Charlie a personification of you, right?
Yeah.
The other one was, I don't know if I'm able to find it easily right now, but they wanted to know about the death card.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you
usually I'm super clone when I create decks. So what that means is it's almost exactly like Rider-Waite-Smith, because that's how I read and it's easier for me. So usually, like my next 2 decks, the death card is almost exactly the same, right? It's a clone. This one, I don't know what happened. It just turned out to be this way. It just turned out to be that way. But what's happening is after she set herself up to confront, the witch in the Hangman. She obviously lost, and she did die for a second. And when she passed away, she went up into the realms and she met her higher self. So that was her higher self. Yeah. So if you go on to the Temperance card, she transforms, kind of like Sailor Moon, people were saying, but she transforms because she found her 5th elemental power. So I know throughout the story, we talk about the 4 suits, right? Fire, earth, fire, earth, water, air. But there's like that fifth element, which is your spirit. So she actually connected to her spirit and she brought that in. And that's how she was able to, clear everything up after she came back in the moon. So that was the
It
story.
was her coming back in the moon. I couldn't tell if that was her or
That
like
was
the
that's
Empress.
the devil. That's the devil. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the little smoke leaving her.
Right. That was
So
the evil
yeah,
leaving.
so the reason why she let that, the evil smoke come in was because she, something happened in her heart and she cracked and she wanted more power. So the greed. And so that came in from another realm. And that's how she became a really feared witch. And so Charlie, you guys probably don't know the whole story because I wasn't allowed to write it. But so she's actually the twin. The evil witch is actually the twin of the headmistress.
Okay, that's why I thought it was her.
Yes. So it's actually a love triangle, but Llewellyn said this might be for younger kids, so I had to kind of change it. So, but Charlie is the daughter of the devil lady that had her, because she like sucks in everybody's power. But while she was pregnant with Charlie, she was still sucking in everyone's power, and that's why Charlie has all four elements.
Okay.
Kind of makes sense, right? So she found out.
You need to write a novel.
Yeah. Separate book, please. That would be so awesome.
Right?
Yes. I was going to write like a short story for people, and I started on it, and I was like, wow, this is harder than I thought it would be. So writing a story book is very different from writing a guidebook and like a teaching book. So I did start on it, but it wasn't I didn't have like a deadline or anything. It wasn't something that maybe in the future, but I do have a lot of things going on. So I kind of pushed that.
Yeah, you juggled so much.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is harder than I thought it would be. Right. So all the books, people who write stories, that's amazing. I give them props. Like people have to talk and everything. I was like,
few writers in here. I know.
Oh yeah.
Wandering Mountain Bardic Path is an amateur writer.
Oh, fun. Yeah, so it was really hard for me. I tried. I think I wrote a paragraph and then I was like, "Oh, this is going to take up a lot of my time," right? So I was like, okay, maybe I'll just talk about it."
I see now. So the devil here.
Yeah, that's her mom.
That's Charlie's mom.
Yeah.
In the moon card,
That's the devil.
That's the devil getting exercise, basically.
Yeah, with the water from the star pond.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of how it goes. And can you show the moon again? It was really funny because so if you see her face, she looks good now. But when the first draft, Barbara Moore, who is my project manager, she didn't like the face of the first one because she looked constipated. We had to edit that one. So that's funny.
Oh my god, that's hysterical. And I'm surprised that they said it was for little kids considering the Three of Swords.
Oh, but you know what? It's an illusion. Georgie didn't really get stabbed. It was only a trick.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think I think teenagers. So I think this is okay, for teens, right? Yeah. Oh, I think I'm probably frozen. Let me see. Tarot writing prompts.
Oh wait, there's two of me. Now I'm confused.
All right,
Hi, sorry about that.
back. We are back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. My internet just had a major hiccup.
Oh, Jonathan is frozen. Oh, I'm fine. I couldn't see anything either, so I thought it was me. So I was like, I'll come back.
Right, my screen went completely black, and then I got this big banner across the screen saying your internet is unstable. I'm like, what
Right.
does that mean?
It's okay. I get that all the time, so I thought it was me. Welcome back. Yay.
Yay, welcome back. So I was going to ask you about this justice card. Is this a teacher?
Yes. So that's yes. So that's Cerberus. And so if you go back to where she was the hermit, so she's in the library researching for ways, right? She's researching for ways to defeat the witch. And she got caught because she was up late because she got sucked into the book, which is the Wheel of Fortune. She got sucked into the book, and that's where she kind of found out that, I don't know, that's how she found out how the witch's heart was broken. And so when she came back, it was really late. And then she got caught. So she had to go detention, right? Because justice has to be served.
So
right? That's detention. Justice has to be served. And your actions create consequences. Yeah.
And I totally got that too about like, here she is in the hermit, and then the next card is the book she was reading.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, and the Wheel of Fortune actually took us a long time to edit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, I don't know, we couldn't get the four corners right, like art-wise. We added the symbols after, like there was a lot of work we had to do. And the fire, I'm really proud of Mindy because it took us like 2 weeks for her to draw fire. It just didn't look, nobody liked it. It just didn't look right. So she took a while to create fire that was better. And she got really good at it after though. But you would, it's like, just like with Mindy, it was a lot of hands-on art working because
learning as she made, basically.
Yeah, and so I kind of had to help her with that. She is also Chinese, so she didn't know some of the words that Llewellyn was giving us. Like, what does this mean, right, to edit? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Let me Google it because I'm not an artist. Yeah, so I learned a lot during that experience, but I think it really, she said she learned so much and she's so grateful. And I am too, because now when I look at, the Owl Tarot, or when I look at my new decks, I know what to look for, right? I wouldn't have known if my artist was so good and she just did it, right? But now I know, okay, the coloring can't match over here because it's going to print wrong. It needs to be centered this way. Like there's just a lot of little things.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, clearly you have an education now because now you can help artists be even better. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So I love that the world card has the 4 house.
Yes, guardians. Yes, the 4 house guardians on it. That one took us a while to position too. But that was actually one of my, when she drew Charlie in the middle of the wreath, that was like my favorite. Like once she drew it, I'm like, done. First draft, the background was actually yellow because the original one was yellow, but it just didn't pop as much as the blue. So we ended up going with the blue.
I like the blue.
Yeah. How wonderful to be a 19-year-old artist and have to completed this project before graduation. Yes. She really worked hard on it during her exams and stuff. We had to pause a little bit because she had school. And so we said, it's okay. Yeah. So, but she did, our contract was 18 months. So I think she finished 78 cards and 1 card back in 15 months. So she was pretty fast, even though we had to redo the first 20 cards.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and the first 20 was her learning.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was just like, so we submitted and we didn't hear from them for a while, I think because they were trying to get the feel of it. And then, so after 20 cards, they came back and they said, you need to redo almost all of it. And we're like, it was really her background though. Her background was, she didn't love to do it, so they could tell. And they're like, because, you know, a lot of anime artists don't do backgrounds. If you notice that, if you guys notice that, but in tarot, like background really matters, right? So she really had. She said she's sick of drawing the bricks in the back, the stones. We had to hand draw everything, so it was cool.
Now, for those of you who didn't see, these are the backs of the cards.
Yeah, that was good. It was like one-time approval because we did it at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. So the back was easy. That was very, like, once she got into the flow of how, you know, this is how the background is supposed to be like, she struggled with the wands because of the fire, but the cups was so easy for her. I don't know if you have, the potions are so cute. I love the potions in the background. So the cups, she just kind of like flew through, and she did the, I think she did, we had to redo some of the cards, but I think she did the court cards last, and you can really tell they got more detailed, like the the King of Pentacles, and all the queens are actually, I think most of the knights and the queen are people I know. So it's really fun.
Oh, bye, Jamie.
Bye, Jamie.
Oh, the first cups I pull out, of course, is the 10 of cups.
Yeah. So yeah, at the if you see the turtle, the only issue we had was a turtle, because we couldn't size the turtle. First, it was too small, then it was too big. So that was the only. But you can see her background is a lot more detailed, right?
Right.
So she actually went in and drew each of the leaves, and I made her do it different colors. Her river looks super gorgeous. And I think the characters she had no problem doing. It wasn't the characters, even though she went up level with that.
Animals. And I'm surprised she had such a hard time with fire, because the wands with their fire, actually, I like the fire that she put in there.
Yeah,
so, but
I know. We're just like, no. And even before we submitted, we'd actually go through Lisa first. So I'd be like, Lisa, is this okay? She'd be like, that's weird. Okay, back to the drawing board. She has an artistic eye. So I was like, I think this is okay. I don't know.
Right. Let's ask Lisa.
Yeah. So a few we had to. Yeah.
And then the courts are a little different. I mean, they're still page, knight, queen.
Yes.
But
different. So the pages are the familiars to the queens. And the queens they're kind of like the head witch of each house. Right. And the knights are kind of like, you know, the hall pass monitors. They kind of patrol the hallways, and they're a little bit older. And the kings, because she couldn't draw males, so it you know, and then but we were like, hey, but the kings are just the rule. They really, the energy of the king is really being the ruler, right? So the goddesses are really the rulers of the house, because that's where they draw their elemental magic from. So as you know, so your kings are the ones with like the authority, right? The rulers. So that's what we decided on.
I'm trying to pull out some of them just because they're.
Yeah. I think my favorite is probably the Page of Cups, because he is a ferret. If you guys didn't know what that was, I think someone was like, what is this animal?
I thought he was an otter.
Yeah, and his name is Scullywag, and he loves, you know, being in the sink. He loves mermaids. He loves to draw. So he is really cute. And my favorite part was in the corner where she put the cups house badge onto the towel. I thought that was really cute.
Well, she did that in the page wands too. The The
Yeah,
parameter.
Purdy. Yeah, it
That's cute.
took us a while to format that one. I think he was sitting on a bigger chair or something, and then it was smaller, and then I was like, that's fine. He gets his own special chair. Right? So Pretty gets his own special little chair just for him. Details like that help us. Oh, I'm glad it helps. Thank you. Yes. So I did include, like,
There
again,
it
a
is.
longer backstory on the pages and stuff. I just had to cut
Mhm.
them out. But it was and like their personalities, what they do, but it was too much story. So I had to really focus on the tarot because I think a lot of beginners won't really understand all of that story, and they actually need the tarot part. Yeah, that's Scullywag.
Scullywag. I love the little pirate hat and the eye
I
patch.
know. Scullywag is cute, and that towel. So we actually redrew this like three to five times because the sink was different, all of that, but we found the perfect sink. It's
Is
so
that
cute.
modeled off of a specific sink?
Yes, the sink had to be, just right because you're in this castle, right?
It has to be a good, nice castle-y sink.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And I love how he shows up again in the Queen of Wands.
Yes, yeah. So Lisa, this is actually Lisa. She's the artist of my Crystal Unicorn Tarot. So
Okay.
she's was perfect for this card because she's an artist. She's super creative and she knows what she's doing.
For those of you who like bunnies, here's the Page of Pentacles.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she loves to collect food and share it with people.
It's so cute.
I also relate. So like I also relate, pentacles to. I think this deck, the pentacles, is a lot about healing, but being healthy, being abundant, being full, having nourishment. I think that's all part of being prosperous, right?
Right. And having your boba tea.
Oh, so that's my cousin Joanne. And so this scene was actually from Mulan, when Mushu's on the so that's my cousin Joanne.
I love that.
Yeah.
This is actually probably my favorite night.
This one? Okay. Well, Jamie Elford is the Knight of Wands. I know it doesn't look like her. It doesn't look like anybody, but it's okay.
Oh, that's Jamie, huh?
That's Jamie, yes. It just doesn't look like people. But if you read in the guidebook, it's them. I thought she did a really cool, that runway, right? Because the Knight of Wands is like, charge. I thought that was that worked out really well. And I love the tiger. She draws the animals really well. Yeah, I love the tiger.
All the animals are great. And I love the Knight of Swords too. I don't think I have the Knight of Cups out.
So that is my friend. That is my friend Lexi, and that's her two dogs, Kato and Nola. And she has two familiars because I said she is super smart, and her brain might be big enough to hold two familiars. So the bigger one is Kato, and he ignores me most of the time when I go and pet him. He just sits there and doesn't look at me, but it's okay. Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Yeah. But they look exactly like them though. They're Samoyeds. Super cute.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that the kings almost look like goddesses. Right?
They are goddesses. So it's not specific goddesses.
Okay, because I was like, this looks like Pele.
It is. So it's inspired from Pele, but it's not specific goddesses in the real world. Well, I guess I don't know, the real world, in our world. So it's goddesses. Yeah. So my boyfriend's actually Indian. So this one is very special to me because his mom prays to a lot of, Indian deities and stuff. So I really loved if you guys have it in person, you can see all the details that Mindy did, and it's really cool. Like it really does have this Hindu goddess feeling with all the jewels, right? And a lot of the goddesses in India are all about abundance, right? So that is Lakshmi. Yeah.
Lakshmi, okay.
If people need to know, it's inspired.
I was thinking Swati for some reason.
Yeah, it's inspired. Mm-hmm.
Just like this is inspired by Venus.
Yes. Well, obviously, right? Yeah. So
and
that
one's,
Egyptian
go ahead.
No. So I wanted everybody to be represented, but I guess in anime it was very hard for her to draw different shapes. Like I think she only really knew how to draw like anime boy girl shape, the Japanese anime. So we did test. So we did try to make Aphrodite, or the King of Cups, a little bit more curvy. I think that was like really the best she could, but I did wanted more. So we tried. We really tried.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, good. I passed it. Yes, that's the Egyptian goddess.
Egyptian. Yeah, I was thinking Isis when I saw.
Yes. So
very cool.
Yes.
So if any of you have any questions for Pam, please throw it in the chat. And then Pam and I were going to do, is it okay if you still want to do a few readings?
Yeah, go for it.
So what I was thinking is if anyone has a question that wants a reading, we could each pull one card and see how they sync up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I know we have a 20-second lag. You'll probably get it faster than me.
And then I need to turn on my...
I will tell you though, the card that we submitted to Llewellyn was the Fool. So that was the first card, even though it went under edit like 3 times, but that was the final. But we did submit the Fool. That was the first card that we submitted. And for the Owl Tarot, Elizabeth submitted the Hermit. But that's another story. Yeah, because they really told me, you only get the contract if Elizabeth is your artist. And I was like, she's in. Usually they find the artist, but I just happen to be lucky enough to have found an artist that would already work with me, and they approved it. So usually they find their own artist, and sometimes it takes 3 to 6 months to find an artist. Yeah.
Oh, we do have one.
Oh, awesome.
Not up yet. There it is.
General for the rest of the week. Jacob. Is that the one?
There's one right before. That is, what healing should I focus on?
Oh, I got. Okay. Oh, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. Leanne's like, a question.
Okay. Oh, I got mine. I'll wait for you. Let me just pick up my cards because they fly. These don't fly as much as my cards like to fly, but these actually don't fly as much. All right.
What healing should I focus on? Okay, 3, 2, 1. I got 9 of Pentacles.
So I have 8 of Swords. So yeah. So I think there is a lot of mindset work that you can focus on, because you are focusing, and this could be because you're focusing on the past and past programming, these blockages. So instead of, staying in this mindset from the past, I think you should focus on really what you desire so that you can move to your 9 of Pentacles.
Right. And that's exactly what I was getting from the 2 cards, like getting out of that 8 of Swords headspace and getting into that 9 of Pentacles headspace, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's you, right?
Yeah.
So you need to untie yourself, because you're the one that tied yourself up in the first place.
Right.
And know that you're already walking in the garden. You just have to unblindfold yourself and see it.
And actually, because in this deck, she is training for a sword duel. So this is part of her training. Maybe it is a lesson that you have to learn before you get out of it. But Michelle actually has worked with Lisa and I before as one of our students. So she should know how to do this. Right, Michelle?
Right.
Yes.
Michelle.
Yes, Michelle, you should know.
Okay. Well, now there's just pouring in. Okay. Jacob would like a journal for the rest of the week.
Okay.
I love Llewellyn decks for a full shuffle.
For shuffle, right.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
His came out really fast.
I had one that didn't want to get put back in the pile, so I'll take that one.
You'll pick that one.
Oh, of course. Okay. So, general reading for the rest of the week. I got Queen of Pentacles.
Ooh, wow, Jacob. You got nice cards. I have the King of Swords. Wow. Yes. Mm-hmm. So I think you have to own being this leader and step up and share your thoughts and share your ideas, and so that you can create a community, the Queen of Pentacles, and be abundant.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, and I see it too with that King of Swords being like the goddess figures, like leaning into that intellect that you have. I know you have it, to create this situation where you are the Queen of Pentacles, nurturing your kingdom, bringing like food stuff to your subject, that kind of stuff. So it's like, it's building your kingdom with those powerful thoughts that swirl in your head, like those birds and butterflies.
Yeah, I think you just have to own your authority and be confident.
Yeah. I mean, king and queen together. It's like you are the authority of your own life, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I know Jacob. So Jacob's 17 and he's still figuring things out.
Oh, you're going to be awesome, Jacob. That's so cool.
He is so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing reading.
Well, Jacob, I know you're like being torn through multiple paths, but right now it's your time to really focus on you and getting yourself on your throne. That's how I'm seeing it.
I think you have to, I know, so Lisa and I actually talk about this a lot of times with our students. We obviously, if you are very intuitive, you get all these downloads all the time, right? And I think the challenge with that is seeing which one is the right download, the right inspiration to follow. Again, you'll never know if you don't try, but you just have to get a notebook, write it all down, whichever. I'm going to give you 3, Jacob. Whichever 3 really brings you joy, that you feel happy doing to pursue, I would try them. I would try them for a month or 2 and see if that works for you. And if it doesn't, go back to your downloads and see what else works. Mm-hmm. But you have to know the difference between, I like doing this is working for me, then I don't want to do this and it's resistance, because abundance is on the other side.
Right. Well, and that goes with the air and earth signs, right? Like, don't get so stuck in your head that you're not living in this world.
Right. Yeah.
So
bring it.
The only way to know if you actually like doing something is to do it.
Yes. Like me, I didn't know that. I mean, I guess I like tarot. I didn't know I was a writer. It just happened. You just have to try. Anything could happen, Jacob. All right. Is this okay?
So Mindy has a question. How can I better take care of myself this week? Great question, Mindy. I think that's a good question for all of us.
I got one. Yes. So I asked, what actions can you take to create a week?
Interesting. I ended up with the enough cups here.
Oh, I got the 10 of Wands.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I
Good.
feel like what you're doing is pretty complete, and I feel like you know what there is to do. And for me, the 10 of Wands, right? Don't overload, don't do too many things at once because you're going to get tired. So you have to kind of lessen your load. Maybe let someone help you, like Georgie is there helping. So maybe let someone help you. I mean, whatever it is that you're experiencing, I think it's coming to an end. So I would just say, keep moving, go slow. You're almost at the end, and ask someone for help.
Right. And I love the fact that it's the last card for both the fire and water suits, right? So it's, yes, you're being burdened by all those sticks on your back, but at the same time, I feel like it's bringing you happiness because you're busy, you're doing stuff. You're not just like stuck in your own thoughts. You're actually active with that 10 of Wands there. It's just learning to see that you are not alone. You have all these people with you.
Yeah.
So hand off some of those wands if you can, right?
Yeah.
Delegate.
People are there to party with you. Let them celebrate your wins. Whether I found $1 on the ground. Hey, I found $1. Celebrate.
Oh, and Aquarius Al Debbie says, like you tell me, listen to your body. Right? Your body's going to tell you better than anybody else.
Right.
And that finding that balance between fire and water, the passion and the softness, that's what it is. Okay.
Yes.
Gerald wants to have a direction for his story writing.
Ooh.
So he likes to draw a couple or two as a prompt for his writing.
Cool. You just had like 10 cards fall out, so that's probably your story. Your story is very active, but okay, let me move it down. Oh, this one fell out now. Okay.
Oh, okay. Lots of fire in this one. I got the Emperor.
Oh, yeah. So is this like where they are about to take action? I feel like you might be writing, so if I remember correctly, there's like 3 parts of story writing, like the beginning, the plot, and the end. So I feel like it's close to where it's like rising the tension. So I think you're supposed to be writing almost there, so right before it, and really plan it out, but it has to be there has to be a lot of action to it,
right?
With a male main character.
And I see there's so much fire, so there's got to be something that like sparks people's passion. I really see that. And yeah, with this, definitely you need the structure outline, maybe even, and then that Two of Wands really is just about waiting for your ships to come in.
So I actually got the phrase "waking a sleeping dragon." So I don't know if that is part of what you're writing or if that sparks something, but that was the message for you.
Oh, Gerald, you got the Emperor and 3 of Wands here. What are those cards? I can't see. Is the visibility better? It doesn't seem that bad to me.
Yes. So the 3 of Wands and the Emperor. I have this 3 of Wands. Let me see if I can find the Emperor. Yeah.
So I hope that is good for your writing. Your direction for writing, your story writing is just follow your passion, right? And if you're juggling 3 wands that are on fire, all the more exciting.
And wake the sleeping dragon, whatever that means. I'm excited to see.
Dragon. Yeah. Because that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Leanne wants to know, how can I best study tarot and magic in the coming year? No, he says it's fuzzy for a moment. That's why he wasn't able to see. And he's going to, so he's got two two channels, Gerald. There's Tarot Stash. I love it. And then the Hermit Mage.
Oh,
And on
awesome.
the page, he has these tarot writing prompts that he like pulls a card or two and then just writes a story from what he sees.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. I'll stop shouting now. Yes. Yes. I think someone, this writer, I forgot who it was, but she said, everyone can be a writer, but you're not an author until you finish. So you just have to sit down and I guess do it, right? I know how hard that can be though. All right, next card. Okay, I got it. Okay, best study. Let me just turn. I actually got the Empress for you.
That's funny because I got King of Cups.
Ooh, so Queen of Cups and the Empress. Oh, the King of Cups and Empress.
King of Cups. Mm-hmm.
King of Cups and Empress. I feel like you already know with your intuition with tarot. Like you connect really deeply with intuition for your tarot. And I think you should just kind of weave it in monthly, however you feel. So maybe I would just pull a card each month and see how it wants to work with you. So either you can choose with a tarot deck to work for the year, or maybe you can choose a monthly deck to work with and see how that deck wants to work with you, how that deck wants to show up in a spell, because each deck has a different energy for spells for me.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and King of Cups with the Empress is like, it's telling me that you've already tapped into your intuition in a way that like you're good to go as far as intuition. And that Empress card is just telling me that maybe the focus of magic should be like green witchery or like some sort of like nature-based Gaia magic. Empress is just screaming at me.
And actually, so this is my friend Sophia, who is actually not blonde. I don't know why she ended up blonde, but this is my friend Sophia, and she's actually really into astrology. And we talk both about quantum physics, quantum actualization, manifesting all the time. So maybe those are some of the stuff that you want to pull into your tarot and magic for the year, because Sophia is here.
She says, pull a monthly card. How does it resonate? Choose the deck for the month as well. Yes, cool. And then green witchery with Empress. So true, so true.
Yeah, sure. Another question. Go for it.
Yeah. I am just looking to make sure there isn't one up here. I think we got all the other questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead.
I think Leanne would like another. Oh, no, Kristen asked if yes. Oh,
yeah. Go ahead, Kristen.
You're welcome. I mean, each month, I think you can do an interview, a spell, or a ritual with the deck, right? Mm-hmm. It'll be a lot of fun. Okay, I tried a pendulum last night and it was conflicting and confusing. Was there some true spirit guide coming through, or was it all a trickster? So pendulums, actually, I'm not going to pull my cards yet, but I'm just going to share a little bit about pendulums because crystal magic is my thing. So if you are really intuitive and if you have a strong mind, you can actually influence pendulums. So just remember that pendulums are a tool to connect with your intuition, but to connect with your intuition, to connect to your guides, just like tarot, it's just a tool. You don't really need that, right? You could just connect and ask. But pendulums, if you do have a really strong mind and you really want something, then it can influence the way that it spins. We've done tests on it. We've done samples on it, even in our classes. And we were able to change the directions of the spin with our thoughts. So I personally don't use pendulums. I do teach it in our certification, but I don't really use it because for me, I tend to be like, okay, I really want this thing to be yes. And then it'll turn out to be yes and it's a no. So if I don't, and if you divine, it was saying things I didn't want to say. So we never know because your subconscious is working 99% of the time. So whatever you consciously think you want or don't want, it doesn't really matter because your subconscious mind is operating from behind. So it might not be coming from you, but it really is deep within you that is projecting this, if that makes sense. So your subconscious is always going to win. And what runs it is your past habits, it's your past experiences, is your past programming that you've experienced throughout the years. Oh, she said we can cancel. Sorry.
Cancel question.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Leanne says pendulums don't move for her.
Maybe you just haven't found the right one yet. So you can always pull it over your and ask, do you want to work with me whenever you go to the store, right? Mm-hmm. And it'll start moving and you just go to the one until it does. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I my rose quartz one. I wasn't going there for rose quartz, but like all the other pendulums like, nah, you're not for us. And then the rose quartz is like, take me. I'm like, okay.
Right. Yeah. Can I ask a crystal question? Sure. And what is the power of flower? You know what? I am actually not really familiar with the flower agate. I just came back from my crystal trip too. I haven't seen it, so I don't know what it is. But agate is very grounding, right? I was told you can talk to spirit guides. Yes, you can. You can definitely connect. So you can connect to your guides and your deities through the pendulums, through your tarot cards. But if you just sit, if you just sit and close your eyes and really get centered, you can just directly talk to them too. So I love working with tarot because you can actually see the symbols. And especially when you're reading for other people, it clicks, it makes sense in their mind rather than, before when I was doing readings, I would just be like, oh, this is what I'm getting from my guide, right? They'd be like, oh, where is that coming from? But if you use a tarot deck or a pendulum, then it's more like a confirmation, right? It's like, right. Oh, but in regards to your, is it a trickster? Is it you? I never believe that there is. So before you do your work, you should always cleanse the space and you can have like a golden bubble around you in your aura. And so that whatever you do is for the highest and best of you. And that's also what you can ask. I'm asking this question for the highest and best of me, right? From my celestial guides, from my ancestors, for whoever is watching over me. And usually,
and you can dismiss anything there that isn't serving your highest good.
Yeah. I think so. I always think it's for my highest good whenever I do anything, whenever I do a spell, even when I create something. Yeah, you always come with that mindset. Yeah.
I always try and ground before I do any of these use any of the tools, because sometimes if you're too much in your head, that'll influence what ends up coming out, even in the cards. So
yeah. Oh, okay. That's a good one. I've never, I don't think I've ever thought of that. Yeah. That's very true.
Before I try and do any kind of divination, because then I'm not in my head. I'm grounded. And then I'm just an open channel.
I like to do self-development work with my tarot sometimes. Well, like when we price our programs or we do anything, I do pull one card. So I just don't get too much into it. But I do like to get readings from other people. I think that takes the pressure off, of what you think it might be. Or you're just like, no, another card. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't usually read for myself.
Yeah. I maybe pull.
But it's just not the same. Like when I'm doing readings like this on my usual Tuesdays, it flows. It just comes out. I had a question, I throw out the cards, and just like it comes, and I talk. When I'm trying to answer my own questions, I throw it on the cards and like, what does this mean?
Right. I think for me, it works really well in business though. If I'm just like, if I price it at this, price point, will it bring me abundance? And if it's like Five of Swords, okay, no, change the price. If like Nine of Cups, right? Nine of Pentacles, done. We're doing it. So you have to be very very sure on what the card is. If it's the Wands, we kind of play around with it because Wands, anything could happen, right? It's an adventure and you don't want to take that much chances with your business.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So make sure you have like a solid one card. Love. Oh yeah. Love readings. That's amazing. Self-love readings. Yeah. I think those work really well. Yeah. I love that. Mm-hmm. To like, are you doing the journey with Nicole Pryor, Spirit Cats? I believe she's hosting a Vision Seeker quest right now on Instagram. And so I'm doing it's like a 13-day thing. And we just did our shadow work. We just did our gifts. So it has been really fun to see what has come up for me.
Do you want to do one final draw as a
collective? Sure. Yeah. All right. Message for the collective. And everybody's been really amazing. And everyone's really amazing. Thank you so much for coming on live and watching the replay. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy. Not Crystal. Hope. Yes.
Well, you just got a new batch of crystal unicorns, right?
Yes, I did. It took October, November, December, January, 4 or 5 months to reach here. It was stuck on the ship. So it was like pre-orders. So everybody was like, where's my deck? I'm like, on a ship? I don't know. I really don't know. So I was like, oh, it's on a ship. It's coming soon. But I think Lion's Heart just got my Witchling. I hope he does a challenge or something with it. That would be really cool. So yeah, I know. I hope. He said he's going to do something. So I don't know what he's going to do. So I hope he does a challenge with it. The Gratitude Challenge 2021.
Powerful tool for one card pulls. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wanting to do that, but so the Gratitude Challenge was started in 2020. And then oh God, you guys, you gotta help me. Her title is so long now. Transformational Tarot. I can't remember. But her channel has started the Gratitude Challenge, and I was gonna do it, but then the first part I told the devil, and I'm like, how am I supposed to be grateful for the devil? And I just got kind of stuck in that. But I am planning on doing it eventually. The processing of why I'm grateful for the devil's still kind of working in through my skull here, but
maybe you're grateful for the lessons that came out of being able to work with the habits of the devil.
Right.
Hey,
well,
right.
And it's interesting too because it's the devil also brings you people in a way.
It does, yes.
Teaches you lessons and might even end up being like one of your best friends, but it's still anyway.
Oh, Kristen, her name is Nicole Pryor, Priar. I believe her Instagram is Ghost Kitten Art. I think that's her. She's the creator of the Spirit Cats. It's an oracle deck. So I actually have a card that she gave me.
Oh,
so
pretty.
She does cats like that in her deck. She just came out also with the altar deck, which is Cosmic Allies. But she has been a really good friend and collaborator with me on Instagram because her deck is pastel, my deck is pastel, and the unicorns love working with the cats. So it has been really fun working. I love her artwork. Yeah.
That's
okay.
Awesome.
Oh, I put it away. So collective reading. I got the Five of Cups, cups. We got to work on our emotions. So I love to create the Five of Cups. I think the Five of Cups, when I see it come to life, is my favorite. So I love the potions in the back. I mean, she looks really cute crying, but she spelled her potions during her test. But what she is not focusing on is, obviously, everyone knows, the 2 cups on the top, right? So I think this is letting the collective know that even if things are going to, things are spelled in front of you, make sure that you don't forget that there's these 2 extra full cups in the back that is still really magical and that's really available for you. And take
you can
that.
Pass your potions test.
Yeah. And take that and go with the Ace of Wands and create something new. The Ace of Wands is the rainbow serpent. It is the guardian of the cups house.
Yeah. Rainbow. Oh yeah, rainbow serpent. I see that now. That's awesome. I love that. So for me, this is telling me that, like, even when you're in that moment of 5 of Cups and you're just in your grief completely, you still have access to that primal source of cups, right? That primal source of energy, that primal source of emotions. So this is a reminder saying that even when you're feeling your lowest, you still have all the power that you've always had.
Yes. She wants to be, Kristen said she wants to be perfect like Hermione. Yes, she does. She does want to be perfect.
Oh, thank you, Gerald. Yeah, it's Jen, Science to Soul, Tarot, and Transformation.
That's for the gratitude challenge,
for the gratitude
2021. Yeah. Yep. Oh, buy Essence 818.
Buy Neem. No, that's Essence. Mindy, I did were you there last night for my I did a random walkthrough of the deck. So it's on my channel if you want to see all the cards, because I went through each one slowly and talked about it. Of course, I said that this was her healing the headmistress.
Yeah, close. Well, they are twins, and they're real twins in real life. So okay. Yeah, and one, she volunteered to be the evil one. Just like, I'm evil, I'll do it. They're both really nice, really caring. She cooks for me.
I love how you turned the hair into the horns.
Yes. Oh, that was all Mindy. That was all Mindy.
Okay.
It's a really sexy card. When we saw it, I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Well, you have to have a little of that in anime, right?
I know, right?
Yeah, you have to have a little bit of that. So we just went with it. We were just like, okay, let's do it. Yes.
Thank you, Pam. This is an amazing little deck, and it's so fun. It's so cute, and I think it really, the fact that there's a whole story connecting all the cards together, it really helps, especially for beginners, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a great little product. So thank you for putting that out into the world.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me on. Thank you for doing the walkthrough. I appreciate it, and for supporting me always. And I love being your collective is really magical, really fun, and everyone is so amazing in here. Wow, you got a good group, Jonathan.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for being here. And I know Jamie's gone, but thank you to all my moderators, because I couldn't do this without you guys. So
yeah, thank you so much.
Aloha, everybody. Until next time.